Hi, doing Unity family. We're back again on the African platform. My name is King Idris, and I'm here to give you guys a new insight on what is going on the home ground in Africa and international community. Today, my people will be speaking about what happened on TikTok between Nigerians, Ghanaians, and some African countries on TikTok. Like some days ago, a lot of people come for the Nigerians. And a lot of people come for the Ghanaians people on TikTok, whereby a lot of people support Nigerian to attack Ghanaians, and on TikTok, this is like something very huge that has been coming up for a while, and a lot of people have already talked about this issue. So the issue was because of the rise and the fast growing of Afrobeats, a lot of African people have already, stigmatized Ghana with the fact like Ghana keeps saying Afrobeat started in Ghana, and a lot of people keep saying it's from Nigeria, and a lot of other Africans that really enjoy the prolific work like the Nigerians put into the Afrobeat music have already come out to stand up with the Nigerian people in pushing the narration for the origination of Afrobeat music. So my people, let me put it this way to you. If we're talking about Afrobeats, if we're really talking about Afrobeats, like Afrobeat, no S, that comes from Nigeria. That's the origination of the great man himself, the prolific Afrobeat founder, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, from Nigeria. But if we're talking about Afrobeat, Afrobeats, Afrobeats with the S started from the UK, and it was even being put out with a lot of motives, by a Ghanaian producer in UK, because when they were playing the Kwaito, the Amapiano, the house music, and a lot of other kind of sound out of Africa, people from the Western world don't know how to place this music. Maybe they should call it the world music, or they should call it Afrobeat music, like music coming from Africa, different kind of sound, different kind of genres, coming from Africa. That's the reason why they name the music that comes from the UK, DJ that is a Ghanaian, named this genre of music Afrobeats, to be able to put all the African music in one realm, for the betterment and for the growth of African entertainment. But the Nigerians, in a way, found themselves to be the one that carried the torch bearers, like they're the one that push the frontier of the Afrobeat movement, because of the enormous work like the Nigerians have been putting into the Afrobeat without X. And they're putting a lot of work in terms of the days of Two-Face Idibia with African Queen. The population of Nigeria make a lot of people recognize this music nationwide, and the massive migrations of Nigerian immigrant people coming out of Nigeria from the first wave to the second wave to the third wave helps a lot of Nigerians to spread the tentacles, spread the good news about Afrobeat, about the sound, which make a lot of people to try to gravitate to the sound and support the people from this Western country at the time. And a lot of people that the Ghanaians, they try to put their own narrative out in times of showcasing their support and the massive work they have already put in work with the Nigerians, because when the Nigerians was building Afrobeat music, the Ghanaians was with them from the early days of time. They worked together. Like if you see a Ghanaian, a Nigerian producer, go check the musician will be from Ghana. If you see a Ghanaian producer, go and check the musician, it will be from Nigeria. And that's the way it is. Like the VVIP was being signed by Kenny's Music in the 90s. Tiny, KK Fosu, a lot of prominent people came out from Ghana and a lot of people know their music because Nigerians support Ghana a lot. So I don't know why a lot of people on TikTok now coming from Ghana for saying they're part of the growth and the rise of Afrobeat. Ghana is part of the growth and the rise of Afrobeat. There is no how you're going to talk about Afrobeat today. You're not going to mention the beautiful country of Ghana. Truly, Nigerians, they're the frontier. They're the one that they're pushing the narrative in full force. They're putting a lot of work into this, a lot of money into this. The Nigeria had a lot of people that hold sports, that hold offices in like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, a lot of prolific people. We can put that onto the population of Nigeria, the most populous country out of Africa. So tell me, in terms of numbers, Nigerian got it. So why, my problem is, why do the other countries from Africa trying to like come from Ghana in attacking Ghana by supporting Nigeria? We need to stick together. We want people, my people. We from the same race. We just being separated and we've been confused and scattered, into separate countries in the world today, and we found ourselves in Africa, on the home ground in Africa. We need to stick with ourselves. If it's not TikTok, it may be on Instagram, it may be on YouTube. There is a lot of insult that comes with this African who originated. So we should just know, like, Afrobeat with the S is African sound. Combination of Kweto, Amapiano, house music, Fuji, high life, hip life, or African pop, any kind of genre out of Africa is African music, is Afrobeat. It's for the whole of Africa. But if we're talking about Afrobeat without the S, that's what comes from Nigeria. That's the struggle, from the struggle of Fela Anikulapo Kuti, because Ghanaians were the one that start hip life. Ghanaians were the one that start high life. Fela started high life because of the connection of his mother with Kwame Nkrumah. Because Fela traveled to UK and come back and change his band, change the name of his band, and change everything to Afrobeat, Egypt 90. Call them different names, because of the struggle. Because high life speaks about enjoyment, beautiful women, good life in Africa, how to do better in Africa for the African people. But Afrobeat, the Fela Afrobeat, talked about the struggle of Nigerians, talked about the struggle of human race in Africa. And he speak huge volume about Nigerian struggle from the days of independence and the corruptions of the Nigerian leaders. That's why you see in Afrobeat you can do love songs, you can do reality music that talks about the. So that's why in Afrobeat you can do different kind of dimension in Afrobeat. You can do love songs, you can do reality music, you can do gospel music, because it stands for the whole of Africa and it stands for the whole of genre in Africa. That's why if you see a Nigerian musician today, in his music he's speaking Yoruba, in his music at the same time he's speaking French, in his music at the same time he's speaking Fanti, he's speaking Swahili, just to get across to the people in Africa, to the vast population of African youth. So I don't know why people will come for other African countries by supporting other African countries, whereby we're supposed to stay together as one. That's why you see me on my platform. It's all about unity. Why African youth should stick together, we should stay as one for the betterment of the growth of Africa. So my people, we came out to talk about what happened on TikTok between some countries in Africa. We're talking about Nigerians, we're talking about Ghanaians, and some other country in Africa, supporting Nigerians to attack Ghanaians on TikTok. So my people, we need to come together. Nobody is going to help us except we help ourselves. With Africa, we need to accept that. Nobody cares about what we do. It's when we ourselves present ourselves for the world in unity that we together, that's when we're going to grow. Let's look at the struggle of Malcolm X, the struggle of the prolific man from Jamaica, Marcus Garvey. This is what they're thinking in future, that African youth should come together, African people should come together, and how people in diaspora can easily come back to Africa, for the betterment, for the growth of the people on the home soil in Africa, to connect us together, not to put ourselves aside and, insulting one country and insulting one another. We need to come together. That's why on this platform it's all about unity. It's unity over division. I preach love. That's why you see me, I'm Dr. Love. I preach love. I talked about unity. I talked about togetherness. I talked about progress. I talked about development for the black people and for the black race on the soil of Africa and international community. So my people, we should stop this insult on TikTok, insulting one country, bringing down one country. We should think of a way to stick together. So my people, just came out to speak about this today. I'll be coming back with other content. On my platform is unity over division. Is we human being first before we became whatsoever we become on the surface of earth. So I'll be saying on this platform, one unity, one people. We want people. Let's do better. No insult. Don't let us come insult other countries. We should think of a way to stick together as one. Unity over division. One people, one Africa, one unity. Thank you. One love.